Yes, what's next is complicated, complicated story.
Yo, what's good? It's that time again. As always, your boy Dex.
Buenas to here, crowned it.
JacobiJones in the house.
Your boy Alexander Benedict.
And today we are joined by a very, very special guest, Miss Chrissy, aka Miss Nice Nasty. I want you to go ahead and tell the world a little about yourself.
So I am a 40-year-old military wife, and I have 4 kids, 4 children. I have a wife as well, and that's it about me.
Okay, short and sweet. That's how I like it. Shut up, Jacobi.
You read my mind.
Listen, after a while, I start to figure out.
You read my mind because I was like, ooh, interesting. Husband and a wife, but we'll get into it.
But before we jump into that, what are we all drinking today?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. Okay. What about you, Pete?
I'm still under general order number 1, so apple juice.
Oh, you're in 5th grade. Okay, you got your sippy cup. I see you.
Fuck you.
The shade of it all, honey.
What about you, Jacobi? What you got?
I am drinking a lovely bottle that was given to us. Yes, got.
You see the frost in that bitch?
He was ready.
It's so good, John. So good. Johnny Walker, double black, baby.
Jacobi have flexing on people. Oh my God. Okay, I see you.
You know, that stimulus came in, girl. You know that stimmy.
And what about you, Christy? What are you having?
This is a passion dragon fruit kiwi something mixture that I got at the store.
You know, I went to the store yesterday with a friend of mine, or I was like, let me have one of the passion fruit dragon, whatever it is. And the girl started laughing at me. And I'm like, damn, bitch, you really trying to hurt my feelings here, right? What the fuck?
Wait, was this Starbucks?
No, it was Dunkin' Donuts. My friend loves the Dunkin' Donuts one.
Ew.
That sounded like the time when Jacobi was refreshing from his night out. The dragon.
When we were on that meeting we had.
Yeah, the meeting we had.
I was at Starbucks. Yeah, because they had a red drink similar to that, but I ended up getting coffee.
Got you.
Oh, okay.
Who the fuck goes to
drinking a Purple Rain?
Oh. Ooh.
Yes.
You know, that's my favorite song by Prince. I love singing it at karaoke.
What is Dex drinking?
I just said it's called a Purple Rain.
Oh. Stop smoking so much weed, Esther. I keep telling you, girl.
You ain't come lit this week?
So
keep telling you.
So before we jump directly into the show, we're gonna go ahead and hit up the Audacity. And today's Audacity is Mr. Jackson.
He's cheating. He's married. He should not be cheating. He said he apologized for cheating, and it was a year ago, and he's not cheating anymore, but he's still cheating. And him and his wife got on YouTube on live and apologized to the world for him cheating somehow. And she's standing by her man. The end. And he's still cheating.
For those that don't know who Derek Jackson is, he is, I believe he's a relationship advice expert, is something like that.
He's a guru.
He's a guru, not an expert, but a
guru. And I guess a lot of the flag that he gets is because he makes a lot of his money disparaging black men, putting them down to women.
And pandering to black women.
Ooh, it sounds like you got some information on something you ain't want to talk about, girl. Go ahead, give me more.
No, I'm just saying he's pandering specifically to black women.
Now look, I've necessarily never really listened to him. I've heard about him. People have spoken about him before. To me, it just sounds like, and please don't take this the wrong way, he's stroking egos. He's telling women, oh, you're right and they're wrong. That's all it is. He's like, he's not good enough, then he's a shitbag. Oh, he didn't do this, then it's you're always right and they're always wrong. Of course he's gonna do well in that light. Everyone wants to hear that they're right. So I mean, it is what it is.
And men were against him for years.
But I do think that in a really big aspect, I remember when I was younger, a situation similar, right? I had a pastor who was cheating on his wife, and there was this whole big thing at church in the congregation. And how can you do this and you cheating on your wife? And I remember one time this guy was running for the mayor of Milwaukee, and he had this adultery case. And how can you run a city when you can't even run your own home and all this kind of thing? And at the end of the day, just because someone can give really good, I'm a big believer that really good people can make really bad choices and make really big mistakes and be really bad people. And just because they can give you really good advice doesn't make them they can't make humanly mistakes and choices. And so just because he cheated on his wife does not, for me, discredit any of the advice he ever gave, because it could be factual.
Yeah, it's factual. It was all coming from his personal story.
No. You know what, though? It's crazy because after this came out, me and Pete actually had a very heated debate about this.
In regards to what?
Well, because Pete felt like...
The exact same thing Jacobi said.
Yeah, because Pete was saying, oh, his message is tainted. And my argument was his message is still the same. The person behind the message is now tainted. But the message, like, you can't change a fact.
And not even his message, his image is tainted because society is judging him.
Exactly. It's him. It's
and not listening to him anymore. Now they just want to focus. The first thing they can find, people typically, it's like being in a bad relationship. Or being not in a bad relationship, but being a self-destructive individual sometimes, where you always looking for the first reason to leave. We always looking for the first reason to hate another Black person because we are conditioned to dislike each other.
Hey, Jacobi, you spoke on that self-destructiveness,
yeah, bitch. I'm still working on it. Okay, I'm healing, motherfucker.
He woke up ready for this.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say my thing is with this is that I feel that he was a predator. When I really had time to really sit and analyze his behavior, he preyed on these women who were weak. And when I say women, I mean everyone that was tuned into him. Like, oh, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to tell Ray Ray when he gets home that he better get his act right together because Jackson said so. Okay. And these women that has contacted him in his inbox, like, I'm going through this relationship issue. He has already put his target on them. Like, okay, this is someone that I'm going to bag. Because one of the women that he was with, he literally met up with them the next day after she introduced herself in his inbox. He preyed on people in their time of weakness, and that makes him a predator in my eyes. They were vulnerable.
Just like a child molester or something. Them.
He used that against them. That's just where
she got facts on that right there. Now, I would still say, I don't think it's just like Michael Jackson or Bill Cosby for me. I will always love his comedy. I will always love his music. But I do think that really good people can do really bad things.
No, absolutely.
I don't know what the whole Michael Jackson thing.
But, I said that to someone once before, right? And they told me, well, if they did that, that no longer makes them a good person. And I'm just thinking, I'm speaking generally in the eyes of the world. You know what I mean?
So can I say this? He's a con artist that knew what to market to. He knew what was going to be sellable, and he monopolized on that in a major way. And I can't fault him for that because that's the American way, right? Is that we find out where we could grow and where we could make money from. And he made a lot of money basically from women who bought his card games, his books, and bought into his book. It's like the Steve Harvey book, in my opinion. You know what I mean? How he did his wife and everything like that.
It's just trash.
Wait a minute. Exactly. So this is the thing is that, yes, the message may be accurate, right? But I think society in itself, and society in a way set themselves up for disappointment. They put him on a high pedestal. He didn't really say, because what makes him a guru? What makes him an expert? Because he has a lot of followers.
He's sexy. He dark skinned and he probably got a big dick. That's what makes him a guru.
And that's
I'm telling you, in the eyes of what people are wrapped up in, not because I want to fuck him, but I would. No, I'm saying that people, the reason he became a guru, because trust me, if he was a nutty professor talking what he was talking, he would be getting less than 100 views per video. But because he's chocolate and sexy, and he had got that Mandingo concept in the back of their head, you know what I mean?
Jacobi, okay, we got it.
Right, he hit that on the nail.
And I also said that too. Just looking at him alone, how he had enough time to build himself up that way, but you never saw his wife. That you could tell. What are you gonna say?
Well, no, I'm not going to disagree. I'm just saying it just seems like more and more information is coming out. Apparently, one of his side chicks had a gag order. I guess she was pregnant.
She did have a gag order.
He tried to get at her with the gag order, but someone else got her like 2 days prior. So all of that information was already
like a hoe to me.
The whole thing.
Surgeon. She's actually a surgeon, and she's in Georgia.
Surgeons can't be hoes, girl. You know how many dungeon parties I done been to, and it's doctors and lawyers.
You know what? The part that bothers me, I don't know if it bothers me. I don't give a fuck. But the part where he recorded one of his videos right outside of her house.
That's her house. Exactly.
Yo, like right in the background. And she
got a whole lot of information for something you didn't want to talk about, Esther. I'm just going to say that one more time.
But I'm saying the story's still unfolding.
Listen.
Just like you too, Jacobi. You are so, ooh.
Listen, you cannot get mad at that man seeing an opportunity and he's taking it. It's called time management, okay? It's called time management. He had places to go and things to do. So he's like, you know what? Let me kill two birds with one stone. Don't hate him for managing his time wisely.
Speaking of.
No, Dex.
Things and people and places. He actually, allegedly, because this is what one of the side pieces told as well, is that he has a deal with TD Jakes too to make some more money. So like this is really tarnishing his image right now.
Yeah.
You know what?
He was doing cruise control, but it kind of messed it up more. So like that was the next part of the information. That's about it.
Well, is what it is. He did what he did. People feel how they feel. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
I could care less. It does not change my day.
What we are here to talk about is we're doing a callback to our polyamory conversation. And the reason we're doing a callback is because of our guest. You all heard it. She said she has a husband, a wife, a couple of side pieces, a whole lot of stuff. We asked, we got questions here.
I say all of it.
I could see that. I could see that in you. I could see you being a madame.
I'm glad you can see it.
That's the damn part,
right? It's real. My damn part is full.
Well, why don't you explain, a little bit about polyamory? Because when we spoke about it, none of us spoke about it, from a
Get your pen and paper, Esther. Get your pen and paper, Esther, because you're going to need some notes, girl.
No, I'm the one who brought it to the table, and you guys were hounding on the situation in a whole section.
No.
What? No one was hounding.
We hound because Esther said... You hear all of them. Listen, hold on. Christy, Esther is like, it's not for me, but then every other chance she gets. So about polyamory
again. Let's talk about it again. Let's talk about it.
Well, I think livelihood and things are interesting about people. It doesn't mean I could be interested in people's culture and not want to take part in it. What's wrong with you guys?
You also don't got to bring it up every 2 days.
I like
but in the truth of the matter, in the real world, you want a husband and you want a wife, just like our lovely guest. But
please explain, Christy.
Please explain, Christy.
So, probably about maybe in 2015, 16, I brought it to my husband. So I was in a polyamorous relationship before I met my husband 11 years ago. So it was not new to me, but it was new to him. So when I first brought it up, we were just driving nonchalantly in Mojave Desert. And I was like, hey, I said, what do you think about, us, bringing another woman into our relationship, not for a threesome, but like a long-term thing. And he was just silent for a while. And then he was like, well, tell me more. What does that look like? Because he was just taken aback because I've never mentioned something like that before. But for me,
he thought it was a trap.
Probably. No, he knows me pretty good. No, he knows me pretty good. That I'm pretty solid about my thoughts and things. So anyway, I told him what it would look like. And so long story short, we dated a few times, couples, singles, things like that, just to kind of see where it went, how he felt about it. My biggest concern was always how would he feel seeing me being intimate with someone else if it ever came to that point? Whether it be a man or a woman, it doesn't necessarily have to be a woman. It's whomever I choose to date. It just so happens now that we both have the same wife, the same partner now for 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. So it took a lot of trial and error. So for us, we're a close triad. We're not open. We're not dating anyone else. But everyone could date whomever they want to at this point. We don't, there's no ownership. I am legally married to my husband, and my wife, in a sense, or our wife, in a sense, is just now, we've done a lot of things together. We take family vacations together. We do family holidays together. I travel for business together with her. We just do everything together. So it's so normal for us now that it just organically happens,
So I have a question.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You said you can date whoever. Does that mean that she is possibly meeting other people in her free time?
Well, right now she's not, no.
But she could if she chose to?
She could if she chose to. If she came and she said that, hey, I would like
I met someone or,
Yeah.
But right now you're committed. I actually think it's beautiful. Like, cause it just seems if it works, you know what I mean? I was like Esther was saying, you know, like I wouldn't do it, but
I can't share for shit.
Yeah, I'm greedy. But it sounds beautiful.
Well, it works out. Like she was very so she's never been polyamorous before. And so her coming out to her family was definitely something that I was nervous about because I didn't want her to get flack for it because she is so reserved. She's so quiet. It's definitely out of the norm for her because she's so private as well. Whereas me, on the other hand, it's like broadcasting on my Facebook, my Instagram, whatever. Everyone knows, my family knows. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, this is my truth. Before we brought her home, we talked to the kids first. I called up my ex-husbands, both of them, and I let them know, hey, you know what I mean? There's utter respect to let them know because I don't want them to find out through the kids. So, Andre, my husband, and I, we made sure we had those conversations with the kids' fathers to make them aware of what was going on. Not to ask for permission, but this respect.
Right. Okay. I've had a few threesomes in my day, and I was kind of like her where I was a new person where I would like go have a threesome with someone a couple that were already in a relationship. Now, I enjoyed it because I was the newbie and I got worshipped. You know what I mean? But when I was in a relationship, my lover, and of course this didn't work out, we're not together no more, but he one day asked me like a couple years in, like, what would you think about having a threesome? And I got pissed, like, this dick ain't enough no more, motherfucker. I'm not enough for you no more, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm so torn about it because I've tried, like, there was one couple I had a threesome relationship with. It was just sex, so we went to dinner a few times, but it was only fun for me because I felt like a princess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm going to bring it back to that because I hear you talking a lot about sex. And when I was bringing up polyamory, the interest that I had in it was the fact that these are whole relationships. Like, this is not a fling.
Right.
This is like a union. And I thought that it's interesting that more than one, like, multiple people can actually work it out because it's like two people most of the time can't even work it out in regular life nowadays.
Girl.
So multiple people be able to make shit work. And the reason why I brought it up, you guys, is because I did run into a couple on YouTube and I was like, this is interesting. But I'm like, how can they both be married? Because I heard, like you said, your wife as well.
I think, Esther, how can one not get jealous?
But that's what I said. I can't share.
So this is the whole thing, is that it's all about being secure in your position, right? Because at the end of the day, I could be in a monogamous relationship and my spouse could be doing whatever. I just don't believe in ownership. I don't believe in like telling or dictating to someone who they can and cannot be with. And in my eyes, I feel like if you want to be there, you'll be there. So for example, you know what I mean? When I brought it to my husband, I told him that, I'm bisexual, right? So I will forever have that need and that want there. And I don't want to cheat on my husband, right? So it's like, and I told him, I said, out of respect for you and our marriage, I want to give you this opportunity now to say, Christy, this is not for me and we need to separate, we need to divorce. I didn't pressure him and say, but I wanted him to direct that and tell me, because I never want to dismiss his feelings because I love and I care about him more than anything before my husband. So
Esther, you can learn so much from this beautiful Black woman right now.
Not only that, so we are with my wife, yes, but there are expectations. You know what I mean? Like she has to be employed, but she's been gainfully employed at a financial institution for 8 years. So she's not just a jump off, someone that we're having sex with, playing with. We take family vacations together. She has to pay her bills on time. Her credit score got to be together. Like there's these expectations, right? Because we're building together. How can we build collectively if we're not building each other up so we can all meet each other at the same level?
So like everything you're saying is like making my heart flutter.
That's because you want to be her, bitch. We've been telling you this for months while you're talking about polyamory.
So well, either which way, but I'm saying just the fact hearing someone say that we're building together.
Yeah,
tons of relationships.
It's not that. That's not what got you wet, girl. What got you wet was I got a husband and I got a wife and I got good credit and I pay my bills on time. Okay, those are the 4 things that made you wet right now.
Two things. For one, Pete over here sitting like a creeper, just peeping in, watching everything and not saying shit. Hold on, let me finish. Let me say number 2, Pete. Shut up. Number 2, quick question for you, Christy. You said I have a husband and I have a wife, right? Now, excuse my ignorance, but does your husband have 2 wives too? Is that what that means? Like,
so that's what it'd be considered as. We're not legally married, but she is.
No.
Yeah. So I just want to, because some people are like, well, how can you say that's your wife? How do you, because we provide the same way. You know what I mean? Like we have 2 separate homes right now, because where she lives at, she's closer to work. And where I live at, like I work from home now, and this is different dynamics, but we pay rent at both locations. You know what I mean? Like car maintenance is all taken care of. You know, if she has to get new tires are bought. It's not used tires. You know what I mean? And anything that has to be done financially, we do everything together. Okay. So the kids, every single thing, you know what I mean? So he provides for us. I provide for us. She provides for us. We all provide for each other collectively.
Well,
you know
no. What I mean is, you said that you go on the business trips and you'll take her with you, right? Which lets us know that.
No, she didn't say that. Keep it right. She said we go together as a family. We don't take her with
Jacobi,
us as she's a tag along. They're a family.
How about you listen? Let me finish. She did say when she goes on business trips that her wife will travel with her.
Touche.
Yeah.
So with you saying that, I would imagine that, you know, if you guys are on a business trip and you want to get frisky, you guys get frisky, right? So
yeah.
With that,
you have sex. Can you have individual sex?
Come back to sex.
Why are you interrupting our conversation? Do you have individual sex?
I'm not here.
Can I ask my questions? Y'all talk all these goddamn time and then get interrupted. Let me finish what the hell I gotta say, niggas.
Hey, Dex.
Anyway,
I'm a queen, but carry on.
Anyway, as I was saying, so does that mean if you happen to go and she's at home with your husband, that they can have individual sex as long as you're aware of it, or is it like how does that work out? Esther, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry you don't want to know, Esther, but I'm curious. I want to know if the polyamory is a two-way thing.
I want to know
it's
too.
A one-sided thing.
No, I don't have to know. There's no discussion before or after. Like it's not a discussion.
But it can happen. It is allowed to happen. It happens though, right?
That's fair. Yeah.
What was that? I'm sorry.
So, but it does happen. Your husband and your wife can hook up while you're away, and it's like not a huge situation. Just like it is what it is, right?
Dex, that's that word. No, it's not hooking up.
So wait, I was about to say it's not hooking up.
But you know what I mean.
So
we know what you said, Dex.
They can be intimate. Yeah. So wait. So the reason that word hookup has to be clarified is because I don't want her to be objectified as an entertainment piece. It's just that they can be intimate together. So definitely, I don't reference her as hookup or things like that. It's just like what I mean. She's definitely a part of this.
Yeah,
equation.
They're a family, Dex. You got to get the whole bigger picture. Yeah, it's not about I understand. I completely understand the sex questions because that was something. Is it okay to sleep with each other when the third isn't around? I get that question, but I also get the full respect that they have for each other and the trust and the loyalty.
Jacobi, here's the thing. It was lack of a better term. The way you asked it just now is the way I meant to ask it, but I couldn't think of the words at that point.
Well, you pick up a thesaurus, motherfucker, because you need to get your shit right.
I want to say this. I love this.
Hold on. Esther, hold on. Hey, Jacobi. Go fuck yourself.
Don't do it. Jax, I have tried.
You did already.
So check this out. The reason why I've been quiet, because I've told her, because we know each other, and I've told her that I find her arrangement intriguing. I find it very intriguing because, for one, relationships have no real definition. You know what I'm saying? It could be one. It could be two. It could be as many people as whatever. It's not defined by any set. So, and love has no real definition either. You can love your dog. You can love pizza. You can love another man, another woman, fucking alien. Don't matter. You love who you love. One of my favorite anti-heroes is pansexual. He just loves everything. You know what I'm talking about. Deadpool. Anyway. So I find your relationship very intriguing because it's based off love and equality.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Definitely.
Y'all share.
As do I. Because
I think it's beautiful too. So and I ain't gonna lie to you, no funny, Esther. I could really see you in this future, girl. Like I really think that
I really feel like y'all trying to paint my life.
You will reach your highest self and your highest happiness with a husband and with a wife and some good credit and a home somewhere.
See that good credit, intelligence, the good credit and intelligence, that part.
I can see this for you, girl. I'm gonna manifest this future for you. I want you to be happy and fruitful.
Can I just add this to the part about respect and trust is that although I am married and we're in a close triad, another way that we form and keep our respect for each other is that like we always consult each other before purchasing things. You know what I mean? Like, because whatever you purchase, it does affect all of us in a sense, because if you spend your money on different things that's not within the budget, then now I or Dre or Sharika, we have to, pick up the slack of someone else. So it's like you have to discuss major purchases and things like that. The other thing that we do to keep our relationship whole is that although we say we're close, it's just us all three together, we still get yearly STD testing, syphilis, HIV, every single thing, every single year. It doesn't matter. And as soon as I get my results, boom, I send my results to all of them. And it's not because we think each other are cheating, but I think even though you're married and you still have to get that. That's like self-love for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not only the STD stuff, like we hold each other accountable to get our yearly physicals, like take care of yourself. You know what I mean? It's a lot of care for each other. It goes beyond making love, having sex, whatever you guys want to call it.
That's a very small portion of the pie.
It is very, very small portion.
So I have and y'all, all four of you fill me in and excuse my ignorance on this one because I truly don't know the answer to this. Is it illegal? Would this be illegal if you guys married her and like three of you are legally all married? Because in my head, I feel like somewhere in America, I've heard that it's illegal to have multiple wives.
That's called bigamy.
So yes. What you're saying is true. So we cannot legally get married, but we can set up things such as like she's on a life insurance policy. You know what I mean? Like she has the bank accounts, things like that. That way it's not like you're setting yourself up for failure. Like I'm devoting my time in my life with this couple and we're all supposed to be equal. But if something happens to one or the other, where do I fall? You know what I mean? So you don't necessarily have to be married. Like, for example, if me and my husband divorced, I would never ever get married again. Because I really believe that there's no need for it at my age, my time right now. I just wouldn't.
Well, I see marriage as just a legal contract that binds your finances together. It doesn't define how much you care about each other. So the way you just broke that down and how you can add her, it's just like, a will or something like Oprah doesn't ever want to get married, but she got her finances set, like if something happened to her, Stedman would still be able to make the choices. You know what I mean? But they don't have to legally be married to do it. So very good.
Man in the world.
One of those questions that I had, I think was, do you want to say something? Dex?
No, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, one of the questions that I had is, do you look for something different in both, or do you look for something different in both your husband and your wife? Do you feel like? Oh,
she just said, guide me to the light, girl. That's what she just said.
That's what I'm
are there different?
Guide me too, though, because I might need me a man and a woman too. I don't know.
Like, are there parts of each one that feeds part of you? Like,
Hold on, answer that.
That's a good question.
Okay, so like I said, I'm pretty open about everything. So of course, because I am physically, sexually, emotionally attracted to women, you know what I mean? Sharika gives me that part that I am looking for. Also, too, she's like the best girlfriend that I could talk to for hours at a time. You know what I mean? Not to say that Andre is not as emotional or supportive, because he gets my love language in a man form and she gets my love language in a woman's form, right? For example, Andre knows exactly when my cycle is going to hit. He knows that I need ultra tampons and he'll search all over this island and off this island for ultras. You know what I mean? It is like, and Sharika, for example, she knows exactly what I need in other aspects as well. So both of them combined together is just an amazing combination. And that's the reason why I wasn't looking for another man in the relationship. I could have, but Andre completes all of that in a man aspect. He's a wonderful example for a father that he opens my door. For 11 years, I've never opened my own door.
That's
you know
beautiful.
what I
I love it.
With respect. He loves me, adores me, rub my feet every single night before I go to bed when he's at home. You know what I mean?
So the village. I love this. I love it.
This morning, Sharika got up. She knows I need coffee. When I got my coffee, my breakfast, you know what I mean? Like, they all know how to love me.
I love how you say that, how to love you.
Hey,
yeah.
So
That's
hold on. So I've been saying this a while, like the whole lone wolf thing, and I'm telling people like the lone wolf doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Wolves are actually a tribe where you have either a hierarchy of a mom and dad wolf, whatever. Sometimes it might be a dad wolf with 2 mom wolves, whatever. So I'm thinking that's what you have a tribe, and I love it. It's dope. It's this little circle with just y'all.
I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty excited.
I have a side question. You said you're on an island? I thought you lived in Washington.
Yeah, so we have islands off of Washington State. So I live in,
I've never been to Washington.
Yeah.
And I know you told me that you were in Hawaii at one point, so I was just like, is she still here?
No. Yeah. I left Hawaii years ago, but yeah, I live on Whidbey Island.
Has everybody been to fucking Hawaii?
But you.
But you.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Between me, you, and the wall, I might be leaving this bitch soon, my damn self.
Oh, I missed it once I left. I think about it all the time.
I miss it. You know what? The funny thing is, every time I take a trip anywhere, I've booked trips that are like anywhere from a week to a month long. And every time I've left, after about 3 days, I'm like, why the fuck am I not in Hawaii? Like, okay,
exactly.
I've seen this shit. All right, you cool. I could be home in the tropics. You know, I miss it every time I leave. But I also am in a space where I just feel like might be time for me to just go see something else for like a year and then come back. Yeah. Hawaii is home, just like you, Esther. Hawaii is home. But I'm thinking maybe I should go see something. I've been living here for 16 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Dex, about you and your 16 kids, how do you feel about polyamory?
And go.
I could barely deal with one person. I don't need another one in my life getting on my goddamn nerves. Like, let me tell you.
You the one who told me to start drinking at 8 a.m., boo-boo. That's what you get.
Another woman in your life getting on your nerves?
I just said anyone. I didn't say woman. What? Why everything?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Damn.
The shade of it all, honey.
All right.
You're on my case today.
Well,
this is the one thing that I do want to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dex.
No. I'm sorry. No. You're the guest. Go on. Speak.
Please.
Yes, please.
What I was going to say is that the advice that I have for people before they get into polyamorous relationship is that number one, you do it because you want to do it, not because you think it's going to save your relationship. And this is mostly for women. Women think, oh, it's cute. I'm going to have a threesome. No. But then he's going to see that I'm all he needs and wants. And then he's going to want to be with me and not the other woman. If a man comes in and says, I want to be, I'm polyamorous, there's nothing that a woman can do to change his mind to just be like with just monogamous. It just doesn't happen. Like polyamory is just something that's within you. And it's just hard to just say, I'm just going to dismiss it. So you're going to end up having a very resentful
relationship.
She froze.
To change that man's mind is highly disappointed, and it causes a lot of friction in the relationship. So I will always say, check your ego, check your jealousy. If you know you're a jealous person, don't even venture out into it because it's unfair to the third person coming in.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
what was that?
True.
I'm jealous. I'm half Nigerian. Let's remember that. I'm half Nigerian. We a jealous type. Just say.
So just don't do it. Yeah, just don't do it. Like, you're jealous. Don't bring the other person into play with their emotions. It's unfair.
Yeah, I actually had a past relationship with a guy who was bisexual, and it worked out for a few years. But then I reached a breaking point where I was just like, you're going to want vagina, and I can't give that to you. So this is like really not going anywhere because...
You're not that bussy.
I'm not. I mean, he, But I was just like, this is not, I can't, and it's not fair to me because you're going to cheat. And, it's just like, we love each other and that's great. And we always will, but we just probably shouldn't be together because you need to go find a bitch that's okay with this or a gay guy that's okay with that. And I'm not that person. So, you know what I mean? And we just reached that understanding and we love each other at a distance now. You know what I mean? I hope we always check on each other and it's great, but we just had to be honest with each other. At one point, I was just like, cause I could get the sense that something was wrong with him. And I'm like, you want some vagina. You know what I mean? And you ain't getting it. For real.
You ain't getting it.
And then vice versa. You know, there are several times where he would like be with girls and like we weren't together because I let him. I was a bit of a ratchet asshole for a year with him where we broke up and he like got a girlfriend and then we go months by. He needs some dick and he called me and then I would get weak. Because I was weak to the flesh, girl.
To the flesh.
And I did it. But then after like maybe 3 times, I was just like, we have to stop this because she's really nice. And this is not right to her. You know what I mean?
When did you start caring about other people's feelings?
Yesterday.
But listen, I've been hearing about, you know, how you talk about how loving your relationship, and that's dope. That's the shit right there. Quick thing. Do you believe in like soulmates? Like, could one of them or can both of them be your soulmates? Like, do you believe in it? And is it possible to have more than one if that's the case?
Yeah, they're both my soulmates because they give aspects. They have different aspects of themselves. Like I said, like my husband, if I had 2 men, that may be a difficult, tricky question to answer, I guess, in a sense, but he's a man, she's a woman, and they're my soulmate in their gender form that they're in. So yes, I do believe that you can have 2 soulmates.
I love that.
But I haven't had 2
So this works because he's heterosexual and he only likes women.
Yeah.
You're bisexual, she's bisexual, so it works.
Yeah.
Let me do something, Christy. I once made a similar comment, and all the flack I got from these motherfuckers right here, let me tell you.
Hey,
all I said was,
hey, say names, bitch.
Brand new today?
How they acted they acting brand new because you were. What?
Say names. I ain't say shit.
And quotes, motherfucker, because I didn't say a motherfucking thing.
What are you talking about?
That's what at least said. So listen, I once made a comment that I feel like you can love 2 people equally. And they're like, no, you can't. I'm like, well, not equally, but you can love 2 people at the same time.
That's because you got 17 kids and you love 17 people equally.
I never said you cannot, so I don't know who you're talking to.
I promise you, I'm gonna start going and pulling back old clips and dropping these shit.
You're gonna have to.
You should. You're gonna definitely have to. Because I believe this was in quotations of your 9 kids that you got, and you love them all equally.
Kids. Listen, I can love all my kids, man. Listen, I'm talking about like, let's say 2 women. You can love 2 women or 2 men or a man and a woman at the same time. I'm not sure how equal it'll be, but I do believe that you can love 2 people at the same time.
She did. She made it clear, though.
Hey,
She's in there.
I think we all agree with that. I think
Not
we
when
all
I said
agree
it.
with that.
When I said it, I was the asshole.
Hey, Dex.
It's the way you say it.
Dex, it's funny
my
you say
God.
that, man.
Oh, wow. Okay, Esther. Let it out, girl. Let it out.
Say that. It was on Watch the Throne with Jay-Z and Kanye West. Kanye West said this one thing in the one song, No Church in the Wild. Love is cursed by monogamy. And I was like, damn, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? You have Christy here on one end. She has one of the most intriguing relationships I've ever heard of.
I don't think that's true, though.
Loves
Hold on.
everybody. And it's in this little bubble separated by everybody else. Like, fuck everybody else. We got our thing. It works. We don't give a fuck about y'all. Cool. And I love it because I kind of feel like that. You know what I'm saying? If I got what works for me in my little corner, it's cool. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Fuck everything else. You know what I'm saying? So I love it.
So I disagree with you, Pete, because I don't think that love is cursed by monogamy, because we all have a very clear understanding that we can love multiple things and multiple people. I think, and I'm using this term in the way that she broke down her relationships, is husband and wife. And this is, taboo. I think marriage is cursed by monogamy, not love.
Because you could be committed to an individual, and that would be your husband.
I think that's what he was trying to say in his lyrics. Like, society, the societal construct of love is cursed by monogamy. Not just love, but relationships, marriage, the Beers company try to sell motherfuckers diamonds and shit.
Right.
Anyway, but it's expensive.
I get it. The broader spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's whatever the individuals in the relationship deem it to be. So
this is delicious.
Well,
this double
well,
black.
we've already
y'all.
established that you said that you can't be in a polyamorous relationship, Pete, because you're a jealous person. How about you, Esther?
I could be, but I don't want to be.
I don't know. I think
Lies,
you want to.
bitch, you lying.
Yes, right.
What's up? I think both of
You
you
are lying
Jacobi
straight
and
through
Dex
your
don't
lace
want you to
front
want
right
to
now.
be.
That lace front is gonna slip off and fall to the floor because Jesus knows the
When
truth.
I get to
The
Hawaii, I'm
truth
coming
is,
directly for you,
the
Jacobi.
truth is,
Yo,
you want a
yo,
husband and you
deadass
want a
Pete.
wife. Okay, I mean,
Wait, I would love to know what makes you feel like I want a husband specifically and a wife. I want to hear this one because y'all reading. What have you
sure,
on a
no
therapy?
problem.
Go ahead on.
Buckle up. So you,
have
the
now
person that
19.
I've known over the years, the Esther that I've known for the past 15, 16 years has gone back and forth between dating men and women. And I'm so happy for her. And she has had really awesome relationships, some really bad ones, but we ain't going to go all the way there. And I have watched you evolve and grow and try to pick from the fruits of your labor. And I think that this is so interesting to you because it would be the equilibrium or like the happy medium.
You by the letter D.
It would be the happy
crazy?
medium. You could go, suck some dick one day, flick the bean one day. You would be like, it would be just like.
You know what's crazy? I can't with you, but when I was a kid, I used to have this little fantasy of having like a whole bunch of men in cages.
Oh
in
my
a
God.
room. And when I wanted to, I would choose one. You know, kind of like the Amazonian concept.
I could see that for you. You know why? Because you're so you fickle sometimes, man. You be cool.
That
with
would be
somebody 1 minute.
slavery. That would be
you-
slavery.
Hold on.
No,
you
whenever
cool
I
with
felt like
somebody
I
1
needed
minute
a
eat?
certain part of me
Eat.
to be addressed, I would
Listen,
go pick the one
listen.
I needed. What?
You fickle, man, because you fuck with somebody 1 minute and they'll say some dumb shit and you be like, all right, I'm tired of you. I'm bored. So next.
Is it I'm tired, I'm bored, or I've outgrown you? And you're
You
not
outgrow motherfuckers real quick is my
Bitch
point.
is tired and bored because
You sound like my ex.
It's
Yeah.
tired and bored because you ain't what's that one nursery rhyme, John and the Beanstalk? You don't grow like that, girl. So it's tired
John?
and bored. Or remember Jack and the Beanstalk, not John. Jack and the Beanstalk, and he grew really really fast. I have watched you, Esther. I have watched you go through your relationships, and I'm not judging you because you know the bullshit that I've been through. I have been up, down, and around and around. You know what I mean?
And you like that shit. You like dosey-dos. You already said it.
I do like me a good old dosey-do, girl. I like me a good old dosey-do. But, you know, I think that this is just observation. I think that a polyamorous relationship would be perfect for you. For one, considering your life choices over the past 15, 16 years that I've seen. Two, considering you keep bringing this shit up over and over again, so it's in the back of your coochie festering. And three, why not?
Yeah, for you, why not? Go on about your business. Anyway, I think this was about Christy. Help.
Christy, welcome to Complicated Discord.
Welcome to Discord. I thought I was going to have help with these boys this week.
I didn't hear that. What did he say?
I said, welcome to Complicated Discord. And you know what? We're going to do one more touchback before we jump off. We had a conversation one day about day one honesty, right? About complete and utter honesty.
Y'all don't want it.
I don't want it. I personally don't want it.
I do.
I
have always said that.
I don't get. Listen, but we ain't asking you to. All right,
that's a good question for Christy, right?
That's exactly my point. This is for Christy. Now, you did say that you spoke with your husband as you guys were driving, I guess, going somewhere, right? I would imagine that didn't. I imagine that didn't happen the day you guys met. Like you were like, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm polyamorous. By the way, my name is Christy."
No,
or I'm bisexual.
No, so he knew I was bisexual from day one. He knew that. But the polyamory piece never came up as far as for it to be a long-term type deal until we were taking that drive, to wherever we were going. And the conversation wasn't like rehearsed in my mind, like, how do I bring it up? It just came out because we were driving and I was like, oh, I should bring this up right now kind of thing. It wasn't anything that was playing in my mind or made me nervous to talk about with him because we talk about a lot of stuff together. And, before we settled down, you know what I mean? With Sharika, we've lined up a few people and kind of like, my husband will say, line them up and knock them down kind of thing. So, if I could talk about my husband having sex with other women and things like that openly, like there's nothing that we can't discuss. You know what I mean? Yes. So anyway, when I met Sharika, however, I told her right off the bat, the same night we had the conversation the first night that we spoke, I told her right off the bat, I'm married and this is what I'm looking for. And one day maybe I will convince her to talk to y'all. But she was like, I don't know about none of that. I'm not doing that. Like the conversation just went cold. Like it was, I could feel the icicles like right away on the phone. But I was just like, I'm not wasting my time with this chick. Like I like her. She's beautiful. This is what I'm looking for. If you're not with it, at least, you know what I mean? We already know what we're looking for. So we kept on talking, this is basically, I was looking like, okay, we're going to keep on communicating as friends, whatever. And because she has a son and stuff, and she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Do like literally everything she said she was not going to do, she was not here for, she's done the complete opposite of that. But I was just very outspoken, honest, everything from the first night.
I imagine she did it though, because you guys created such a comfortable, safe space.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's that. But see, that's what I'm saying though. You did that with Sharika. Is that her name? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, cool. So you did that with Sharika, but with your husband, you didn't just come off the back and was like, "Hey, my name is Christy. Here's all my business out there."
She did. She said she told him she was bisexual from jump.
Okay, but she didn't say she was polyamorous from the jump.
Well, see, that's okay. Well, hold on. Before you answer that question, Christy, do you go into relationships saying, "Bitch, by the way, I'm only monogamous"? No, you don't. So why would she do that?
Wait, can I give a backstory real quick though?
Absolutely.
The backstory of it is that when I met my husband, I met him on Tag. When I met him on Tag, the plan was just to get together and smash, and that was it. I was living in Hawaii at the time.
Tag.
Well.
So this is the thing. When I met him on Tag, we were talking or whatever, and we're like, okay, we're gonna hook up. I took him out to dinner. I paid for dinner because I asked him out. I took him out for dinner. I paid for dinner, this really nice, like Italian restaurant, got some wine, got him drunk, took him back to the hotel and smashed, right? So I'm thinking,
Christy,
like nothing is going to develop from this.
Christy,
this is a safe space. Don't judge Christy.
Christy, did you take advantage of that young man?
Don't judge Christy. First of all, he was grown and they did what they
Jacobi,
did.
mind your own business. Did you take advantage of that young man, Christy?
I definitely did. Because he brought a spend a night bag and I brought a spend a night bag. So
whoa! HR days. That's what that sounds like. That sounds like Hawaii days to me.
We already knew what was going to happen already. So basically, when we got together, we did not get together to have a relationship. We got together just on the strength of two adults that were attracted to each other, that were going to have sex. And that was it. It just so happens that we went to breakfast the next morning and he found out how dope I was. And he was like, shit, I want to be with this girl.
See, so that's how it starts. You take somebody to breakfast and all of a sudden that's it. You're in a relationship. Yeah. That's exactly how we get
actually have a conversation over after sexual urges are satisfied and your serotonin levels have returned. Your serotonin is returned to the normal state.
The only thing that would have made that story funnier is if you ever told me that one of you, I used the line, do you want your egg scrambled or fertilized? That
that's the backstory to how we got together. So yeah, it was him and I were pretty much best friends in my eyes, that we talk about everything and anything.
See,
can you repeat that again? Repeat that again.
We talk about every and anything.
Nothing
y'all were friends.
And
y'all found out
best friends. Yeah.
And that's dope. And I get that. But to answer what Jacobi said earlier, what I was talking about is, as you guys said, complete and total honesty. Because you want to say you're not going to give someone your full, personal business when you first meet them. That's not complete and total honesty from day one. If you're going to amend it, then that's fine. But don't sit down and say, I want complete honesty from day one, because you don't.
Stop. Say that again, because you don't sound like you're making no sense.
No, I get what he's saying. I don't.
You said You said when you meet someone from jump off, you don't just go straight out there and say, hey, my name is so-and-so. Here's all my personal information, right?
No, I didn't. I said, hey, my name is so-and-so. You don't meet someone and you walk up and say, hey, my name is so-and-so. Nice to meet you. I'm monogamous and I don't want to be in a polyamorous relationship. Or, hey, my name is so-and-so and I want to be in a polyamorous relationship. Is that what you... That's what I said.
That's not how relationships work, though. These things...
That's what I'm saying. He asked, did you tell your husband from Jump Street when you first met him that you wanted to be polyamorous? And I said, why would she?
And we were talking about day one honesty. And as much as y'all don't want to admit to it or own up to it, that is day one honesty. People say they want day one honesty, but they necessarily don't.
Let me tell you this.
Everyone wants to have a little bit of mystery or a little bit of lie, just a little bit of lie.
No, Dex. So when we in the past, just so you're up to speed with this, Christy, in the past, we've had conversations about honesty in relationships. Now, Dex is deciding to throw in the word day one honesty, but we would talk about honesty in relationships and do you want to know everything about an individual's past? Dex does not want to know if his wife has been a porn star gangbang hoe before. I said, I want to know those things. And Pete doesn't want to know either. I said, I want to know. I want to know everything that you've done in your past. And that's only because of my guilt of the whole ass past that I've had, because I want to tell you everything I've done to get this shit out of the air. So that's my own guilt, right? So I feel like I want to tell you everything, so I need you to tell me everything. And that's how I feel about it. But it has nothing to do. You're creating this whole day one concept now because it fits the narrative, but that's not how we worded it.
No. Pete, did we or did we not speak about day one honesty?
No, we did.
We did, and you all said
you named it that. That's what you named.
No, we specifically spoke about day one honesty. You know how I know that? Because this all started when it talked about telling somebody, walking up and saying, hey, I want to smash. And you're like, hey, be honest with these girls. They want to know the truth. That's when we spoke about, would you lie to someone to get pussy? And you guys were like, yeah, we would day one honesty.
Of course. Everyone lies to get sex.
The point is, I'm saying when I say everyone lies to get sex, I'm speaking in the time frame of adolescence. You know, you know what I mean? Not like us now. Like I would never do it. I don't think any of us here would ever lie to get our rocks off. But if I was 18 or if I was 19 or if I was 23 at a bar and some dude's like, do you like me? And I'm just like, yes, I like you. But really, I just want to smell your booty hole. You know what I mean? Like, Jacobi, I'm married and I lie to get sex.
I'll say this. At this particular part of my life, no. I'm already spoken for. But when I was single, fair game. Hey,
see, hold on. See, I don't know what you're talking about. I've lied to get sex from my wife. Like we'll be in bed and we're about to get, and she's like, "Hey, did you lock the door?" Yes, I locked the door. Yes, I'm not getting up out of bed. Yes, the door is locked. Yep.
The kids walking. That's what it is.
What'd you say?
I just said the kids walking. That's what it is. You're not locking the door. Yes,
I locked the door. I'm not moving. Listen, we this far. It's gonna happen.
Explains why happen. Is this why your daughter wear glasses? Because you scarred her for life. Poor thing. His daughter's so sweet. She got the cutest little purple glasses. They're kind of like ours, Esther, right? I saw she was on the video yesterday, but yo, poor children, you doing this to them? You not locking the damn door, Dex?
You learn how to knock.
Learn how to knock. Traumatized.
We didn't have locked doors when I grew up. Learn how to knock. It's called manners.
Oh,
exactly.
You know what though? I'm not gonna lie. I, as a kid, walked in on my parents a few times, and the shit still haunts me to this day. It haunts me to this fucking day. I
don't want to think about it.
Yeah, I don't either. Like it'll cross my mind in moments, and I'll be like, oh. I'll be looking for my phone to call my therapist real quick. Like, bitch, help.
Look. The point of that the whole point of that whole conversation is I feel like day one honesty is not something that I want. I don't believe anyone wants day one honesty. Peter says we want the illusion of day one honesty. It's nice to feel like everyone is being honest with you, but you really don't want to hear what everyone is thinking from jump. Sometimes they think some shit that's fucking horrible. I have met women like, yo, I'm gonna smash the hell out of them. And they end up being in a great relationship.
But then how can I divulge everything to you? Like if
I don't want everything.
We ain't talking about you.
Keep that shit to yourself.
Dex, we ain't talking about you. We're talking about everybody. But Christy, what are you gonna say? I can see you want to say something.
I was gonna say is that like some things that me and my husband, we talk about is just like a fluid conversation. So we're at dinner where we can get away and we're talking about, oh, this one time. And then like stories gradually comes out. Of course, we're not spilling out every single thing. Like, for example, like when my husband told me, he was like, yeah, that he used to sell crack. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? It doesn't change, but it was not until years later that he told me, he's in the military now for years and stuff like that. But to find out he was a drug dealer is just a conversation that never came up prior, but it came up that one time we were talking. It was funny as hell because I couldn't see it with my husband. But so honesty comes out gradually. It's not something that you're going to lay out on the first date at the dinner table.
Exactly.
It is like conversations are had throughout times, and we're 11 years in and we're still learning about each other. It's like the other day I was talking to my husband about this guy that I dated that had a micro penis, and he was cracking up because
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
No, it was as funny as how we're driving, and I was telling the story, and he was like, "Oh my God!" Like it was the most. We were both cracking up on the. This like 2 months ago.
Side note, Christy, I'm gonna get your email and I'm gonna send you the link because I got my own YouTube channel and I made a video about I had sex with a dude who was in the military and he had a micro penis. And we got to share them micro stories, girl.
Listen, first of all, if y'all are sharing these stories and I don't get to hear any of this, I'm gonna be upset. I want to hear all of this shit. This shit sounds funny as hell.
Fucking who?
Ooh. But no, so just talking about honesty, right?
I'm playing, but Esther was serious.
Yeah, so talking about honesty, it comes out gradually. It's 11 years, and we're still learning about each other, still knowing, being told stories from a long time ago.
So that's natural, right? And I think that is totally the truth. Like day one honesty, when you would ask that question, Dex, like, you were asking the question when we were having that conversation, to my recollection, about like how many people we've had sex with, kind of thing. And the way you're breaking it down, Christy, is true in the sense of you can't tell everybody your whole life in the first day, then you sound like a lunatic. You know what I mean? Like, you gradually have to just give information. If someone was to sit down and start telling me about their life from beginning to end and we just met each other, I would think you crazy. You know what I mean? So of course you have to have boundaries. Yeah. But what we were talking about in my recollection, Dex, was the whole how many people have you slept with thing.
Pete, it sounds like somebody's saying that we're right without telling us we're right. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Check this out.
Fuck both y'all.
Hold on. Yeah, good. Listen, here's the thing. When you get with somebody, regardless of sex, race, creed, whatever, I don't give a fuck, it's an interview process. You're interviewing this person and they're interviewing you simultaneously. So you telling them some shit that they might not want to hear at that right particular time fucks the whole interview process up.
Well, but I'm good at interviews, bitch. Though I'm good at interviews because you can say I'm a fucked up person in a real suave ass way, bitch. Like you can do that in a real.
I once met this chick on Tinder, right? And it was crazy. We went to lunch and it was beautiful. And then she smiled, and I swear to God, I couldn't believe it wasn't butter. He straight had butter teeth, and I was just like,
animal.
That took away my whole sentence.
Jesus, Pete.
When you first meet someone, you're the representative. She's some real bad hygiene. She should have.
And Miss Nice Nasty could tell you because where we from, hey, looks are everything, and we fucking looking you up from head to toe. See what I'm saying? So I was already turned off. Like, you could have told me, you could have waited. We could have postponed this shit a week later when you got your teeth clean. Like, this shit looked like straight up. This shit looked like this motherfucking tape. It was yellow.
Ooh.
Yeah. This whole thing is that I've broken up with a female because her bra strap was dirty. You know what I mean?
But see, okay, you know what though? This goes into what I said earlier, Christy. This goes into what I said earlier, where we as a Black culture sometimes will look for the first reasons to exit stage left.
No.
So because her bra was dirty. And maybe she just had, you met her on laundry day, all of a sudden
Jacobi,
she's not.
Okay, but if you know you're going out on a date with somebody, if you can't make time to have a clean bra,
I agree.
That shows me how little you give a shit about me or yourself.
No, yourself. Yeah.
Oneself.
You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Early, quick.
What did it mean for you, Christy?
What was that? I'm sorry. What was that?
No, I was gonna ask you. Continue saying what you were saying. What did it mean to you?
Yeah, it was a hygiene thing for me. So for me, body odor is like a total turnoff. Dirty nails is a turnoff. Like things like that is a turnoff. And I'm saying to myself, literally, if you showed up on a date with a dirty bra, and this is not one time, two times, it happens like on 4 occasions. So I'm just like, wait a minute, what is going on with this dirty bra strap? It really made me feel some type of way. And I'm thinking that is a dirty bra, and I'm thinking like I have to put those titties in my mouth, and that's a dirty bra.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no.
Sweaty ass.
I'm gonna put
cystic fibrosis ass titties.
I am not with it. Look. I live on the edge. I will take chances, but those are the chances I'm not willing to take, because if the bra strap is dirty, what goes on under the curtains is just not okay with me.
Gangrene to the mouth, girl.
Exactly. Can I say something about day one honesty real quick, though, before we move on real quick? Is that when you're meeting someone for the first time and that person is sparking your interest for a long-term potential relationship, you have to know what is important to you, right? Like things that matter to you. How do they feel about certain topics? If you're dating someone, okay, how are their views on religion, if that's important to you? Abortion, if that's important to you? Black Lives Matter, if that's important to you? And it's a biracial relationship. So day one honesty starts with you, the person that's going into that relationship. What matters to you? What is important for you to know? Because you don't want to date someone 6, 7, 8 months, a year, and then you find that your values don't even line up together. That's your fault.
Girl, not demanding honesty. Girl, let me tell you.
And also, when you first meet somebody, you're just getting that person's representative. So you don't even really know if you're getting the true information.
Tell that story, Dean. You right, girl.
Yeah, you hit that one.
No, shit. Now I agree with Dean, but you right though, because what Chrissy just said. I made the mistake of trying to get to know someone through sexual stuff, and I found out 2 years down the line, instead of us having conversations and just fucking and eating and like being quiet and social, but having fun and lovey-dovey movies. Then when Trump ran for president, that motherfucker was like, I like him, and I was just like.
You're a bag of
right. Like, and it just fell apart because we never had fruitful conversation.
I'm going to say this one thing. The human default is truth. We subconsciously tell on ourselves. So the signs are always there, regardless if they try to hide it or not. It's on you, the individual, to pinpoint those signs. If you disregarded them, that's on you.
Yeah, definitely. This is the thing. I wouldn't ask someone right out, how do you feel about Black Lives Matter or whatever? It's a general conversation. Yeah, I was watching the news today and I was watching the protests, and oh my God, that is how conversation opens up. And that's how you lay the trap, okay? It's like you don't ask right out, oh, well, how do you feel about abortion? Oh, by the way, like, did you see the news today about blah, blah, blah? And then that whole... You will see that monster rear its head. You don't have to ask direct questions.
Right.
It's a conversation. And that's how I vet my partners completely before I even think about a long-term relationship. Okay. We talk about important subjects without them even knowing we're talking about it.
Oh yeah. I remember this one time I was on a first date, and I remember bringing up LGBTQ stuff, and I was on a date with a guy, and I heard the anger and the disgust towards LGBTQ. I was like, well, mark that off. Got to go the opposite way, because no, you can't have the hatred around me.
I will tell you that happened to me one time as well. I was on a date with somebody, and I was like, "So, we fucking after this?" She was like, "No." I was like, "Check, please. Let's go. Let's end this shit now. I'm gonna drop you off. I got things to do. It's still early. I could possibly still catch the club. So this was fun though. This was fun.
You know, it's so funny. My roommate, like in Hawaii, we're only open till my roommate had this whole thing last night. I shouldn't put his business out there, but I'm about to. But we're only open till midnight, the bars and the restaurants here, because and it was 11 o'clock at night. This nigga drunk, I'm tipsy, and he was just like, I'm finna go out, Jacobi, come with me. And I was like, motherfucker, you got like 55 minutes. Like, what are you talking about? And he was just like, no, I'm going. I got time. And he same thing you did. The reason I said the same thing you did, Dex, is he was talking to a girl on the phone and she said she was busy tonight. So he was just like hung up and was like, let's go to the bar. And I'm like, motherfucker, you got like 50 minutes to go find some pussy. And you really think you're going to drag my ass with you to go look for that? Like, I'm not part of that program.
Jacobi, it'd have been a different word. It'd been a different story if he'd have been like, look, something getting fucked in that. Either I get somebody at the bar or I'm just saying, Jacobi, we got a bottle of Johnny Walker double black in the fridge.
Exactly.
Well, oh my God, let me say something to you.
Yeah.
I would not have sex with my roommate if Earth needed to be reproduced. Like,
$1 billion.
I would never. I would rather watch society crumble and fall than have sex with it.
That is disrespectful. You are disrespectful, Jacobi. You are disrespectful.
Call me what you will, but also add honest at the end of that shit.
$100 billion tax free. Come on.
I would watch my life crumble. My credit could be shot. I don't care. I'm not doing it.
Not even the turkey baster? No.
Oh.
Okay, we gotta go.
Well, with that being said, we're gonna end this show. It ran a little long because this was.
Thank you so much.
This was
Has it been long? I feel like we just got started, but maybe it's this double black running through my.
It's a double black, baby. That's what it is.
Jacobi about to put it up and go get himself another double black, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, girl. Bitch, don't be putting my dreams out there like that now. Don't be putting my dreams out there like that.
But
time for church.
Christy, thank you very much for joining us. This was amazing.
Okay. Thanks.
We're going to have you on again very, very, very soon.
Honestly, I love your perspective. I love how you can encourage Esther to be her highest self. And I look so forward to meeting your wife and your husband one day.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the invite, Pete.
I'm sorry. Everyone was talking. What?
Sorry. Thank you for your honesty and your openness, Christy.
Definitely.
Appreciate it. Hopefully next time Pete will talk some more instead of, looking like a peeper through the windows.
And Googling.
Pete, you could peep me anytime you want to peep me, Pete.
You know what? You could eat a dick and a pussy at the exact same time. How about that shit?
I've done that before, Pete. Why are you judging me? I've already done that.
No, not you, Jacobi.
Okay.
Fucking Dex. This bullshit.
My bad. I wasn't a part of that one. My bad.
Jacobi be ready to argue. That's all.
No, I'm not. I'm just ready to have a complicated Discord conversation.
Put the drink down.
Bitch, put the weed down, because you've been quiet. At least I've been talking.
Thank you for joining us. Come see us again. Peace.
Bye.